Greetings YouTube, Joe here with Culination Media, and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. This is episode number 89, and in this episode we're going to be preparing ourselves to head on over to Citadark Isle and take on Greevil's massive fortress with a bunch of Cypher peons and Shadow Pokemon and Cypher admins everywhere. So, first step is to go to the Pokemart in Fennec City, and I'm going to be selling off a bunch of stuff that I don't need in order to get enough money to buy some stuff that I could possibly use for this upcoming end of the game, quote-unquote. There's some stuff that we're going to be doing after the game, such as finishing off Mount Battle and whatnot. But other than that, we need to buy some Ultra Balls, and lots of them, because we only have 15. So I'm going to buy, let's see, we're going to go with 40, and that'll leave us with 55. That should be enough to get through Citadark Isle, even though we have quite a few legendaries that we have to capture come the end of that. Anyway, go up to the second floor here, and this is where you buy all the EV items like HP ups, proteins, iron, carbos, calcium, and zinc. So I think what I'm going to do is buy 10 calcium, and we'll put that to good use because that increases special attack. So we have a lot of Pokemon that use special attacks, all that good stuff. Alright, we'll use it on Vibrava first because I would like to teach him a couple of special attacks, and his special attack really isn't that high. It's much lower than his physical attack is, so after it says that it won't have any effect or you can't use that item or whatever, that means that you cannot increase that EV stat any further. And also you cannot use more than 10 on any base stat anyway, regardless. Even if you've never used that Pokemon before, it won't let you go past 10. So, alright, so we kind of spread the love around there, and everybody got a little bit of an up in special attack because of those calciums. Now we're going to teach some moves to our Pokemon. First up, we're going to teach Giga Drain to Crobat, and we're going to get rid of Bite because Shadow Ball does a lot more damage because it's a physical attack. And it works off of his physical attack, which is much higher. So we're going to teach him Giga Drain, and we'll use the PP ups to increase its PP because 7 and 8 are better than 5 because that will run out very, very quickly. Alright, so looks like everybody's all good to go. We need to go to the Outskirts stand next. Alright, here at the Outskirts stand, we have one specific thing that we need to do, and that is pick up some net balls because we're going to be going up against a lot of Shadow Pokemon. There are bound to be many bug and water type Pokemon to capture, so bought a bunch of those, and we can go to Gadian Port next. The first step when we get to Gadian Port is to go to the part shop. We're going to speak to Purr here. Yo, Culination, big news, real big news. That Robo-Kyogre we've been telling you about is finally done. Once Grandpa got down to it and got serious with it, he put together something kind of amazing. I have no doubt. Come over here, guy. You have to listen to my grandpa. And he's going to walk over to the service counter, and that's where we're headed. We're going to talk to Mackin. Like Per said, we finally assembled the Robo-Kyogre. That's awesome. It's truly a work of marvel. What's wrong? Is anything the matter? Oh, no big deal. Greevil's just trying to take over the world. You know how it goes. Citadark Isle, huh? When it's on a place like that, it's no wonder nobody's found Cypher's base. The currents around the isle are swift and the weather is always storming. The place can't be approached by sea or by air. But it can be approached by sea via the Robo-Kyogre. But now, however, I get it, Grandpa, the Robo-Kyogre, right? Our Robo-Kyogre will be able to reach the isle. Alright, we must go prepare the launch. And they're going to go get it ready for us. And by the time we walk outside, it's already done. And that was the fastest repair ever. We get an email, though, when we come out by Professor Crane. Hi, Culination. It sounds like the battle against Cypher is entering a critical stage. There is something I would like you to have. Please come see me at the lab when you have time. So, before we go anywhere, like to Citadark Isle, for example, we're going to head back to the Pokemon HQ lab to pick up a very important item that Professor Crane is going to give to us. Mackin tells us that our ship is ready to go, but let's go meet the professor first. Okay, so in the room on the left where we originally received the Shadow Snagger. Was I really just going to call it that? Oh, good lord. the snag machine. Professor Crane will be waiting, and he's going to go over, press a button somewhere, and reveal a set of secret stairs into a secret basement. Yes, that leads into a secret room. And this is kind of creepy, but oh well. Culination, come over this way, please. And I can see the item box over there from here in the top left-hand corner there. The battle against Cypher appears to have entered a decisive phase. That it has. I think the situation calls for a special solution. There's something here that I'd like you to use. Go on, open that box, and take what's inside. And we're going to receive the Master Ball. It's the only Pokeball that will catch any Pokemon without fail 100% of the time, regardless of HP or status conditions or catch rates. And of course, we're going to be using that for one of the legendary Pokemon at the end of the game. That's all we have to do here, so let's head back to Gadian Port. Okay, so now that we're back in Gadian Port, all we need to do is go talk to the Robo-Kyogre, and we can select yes to ride it. The ports will open for us, and we'll be ready to take off. We're setting a course for Citadark Isle. And as we get here, this interesting cutscene will take place in which we come around the side of the volcano here. We'll see Master Greevil arriving with his two trusty bodyguards, Mr. Redhead and Mr. Bluehead, and all of these Cypher peons. That it's crazy. The Cypher peons have disappeared, though. They have scattered along the inside of the volcano and the headquarters, all that stuff. But before we can go inside or go anywhere, we have to talk to the sailor guy who comes and approaches us as we get off of our Robo-Kyogre, and we're forced into a battle with him, so make sure you come with healed up Pokemon. We have Navigator Absent, and he does have Shadow Pokemon, so be prepared. Crawdaunt and Pelipper are going to be the first two Pokemon he sends out. Both are Water-type Pokemon, and both have a tender spot for special attacks. And they both also have a tender spot or a weak point to electricity, especially Pelipper with a 4x weakness. So seeing as how we did a lot of training, our Pokemon are so much higher level than these Pokemon, but the levels will increase rapidly, so it's not going to take long before we're on the same level as everyone else. So for the first couple of battles, though, it's going to be kind of ridiculous. These Pokemon are only at level like 33 and 34. Anyway, Crawdaunt goes down very easily to a Thunder Punch. Mantine is the replacement. It's a good thing we brought Zaprong out, because otherwise we'd be kind of screwed here. Ice Beam on Pelipper, and that is inflicting neutral damage there, but because of the level difference, we're able to knock it out very easily. Golduck is the replacement Pokemon for Pelipper, and this is Shadow Pokemon number 1 of Citadark Isle. It's a pure water type, although it also uses a lot of psychic type moves as well. This one comes with, I think, Brick Break as one of its moves. But anyway, that doesn't matter for us just at this point, because it's only going to use Shadow moves, of course. So our first order of business is to use Thunder Punch with Zaprong to get rid of this Mantine, because we don't want this non-Shadow Pokemon lingering on the field when it's not necessary. So that's that. The next Pokemon he's going to send out, and this is his last Pokemon of the battle, and it's going to be Sableye, the Ghost and Dark type Pokemon, which only has a weakness to fighting types, but actually technically fighting doesn't even affect Sableye unless you use Foresight. So technically it has no weaknesses. Anyway, Sableye is a Shadow Pokemon, so we have Golduck and Sableye here to capture. Meanwhile, Golduck likes to use Shadow Rave, and that can do a number on your team, even if you are a lot higher leveled, just simply because it attacks both of your Pokemon at the same time. So we're going to take our time whittling down Golduck here. Luckily, we used Quick Attack because we did get a critical hit, and we're going to use Thunder Wave back to back here. We use Thunder Wave on Golduck first, since he's just about ready to be captured, and you want to get Golduck off the field first because of its Shadow Rave. Sableye can only attack one Pokemon at a time, and it also likes to use Shadow Hold. But I believe the only other moves that it knows, I don't know if it's Shadow Blitz or Shadow Rush, but it's one of the two, and that's its most powerful move. So you don't have a whole lot to worry about when it comes to Sableye. Golduck, like I say, is a little bit more dangerous. So what are we going to do here? Let's see. Well, first of all, we want to capture this Golduck. So it's paralyzed and it's down into the low yellow, so we'll use a Net Ball on it because it is a Water-type Pokemon. And that should capture it with no problem whatsoever. Golduck can be kind of interesting. I don't recommend using it on your team, but it can be interesting with its damp ability. If it does have the damp ability, it can also have the Cloud 9 ability, which negates weather effects. But the damp ability prevents Pokemon from using explosive moves like Explosion and Self-Destruct. So, I mean, I guess that's okay, but Golduck is just a mediocre Pokemon at best. Alright. Anyway, Vaporeon took a little bit of damage there, but we were able to weaken Sableye considerably. And we're going to pretty much waste this turn. I'm going to call Vaporeon to increase his accuracy, but more so to just waste his turn so that we don't end up killing the Sableye. And we'll use Zaprong to paralyze it with a Thunder Wave. It's going to go for a Shadow Blitz, and it is Shadow Blitz, not Shadow Rush, so it does even less damage. I mean, Shadow Blitz, I think, only has a 40 base power. Even with it being super effective, it's just not going to do a whole lot. So we're safe to catch this Sableye now, and I'm going to use a Great Ball because I don't think Sableye is going to be able to break out of it, having it being paralyzed and all that stuff. I said that very strangely, I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on, but with it paralyzed, oh, apparently it does come out. Well, that was kind of mean. Anyway, we called Zaprong to waste a turn, and it'll go for a Shadow Blitz here, which, again, won't do that much damage, so I don't know. Okay, so we don't really have anything else to do other than try to capture it, so I'm going to throw another Great Ball at it, because there's not a lot of Pokemon here that we're going to want to use Great Balls on. You're going to almost always want to use Ultra Balls here, especially because a lot of the Shadow Pokemon that we will be capturing on Citadark Isle will be not only be strong, but be on the field at the same time as a lot of other Shadow Pokemon. So things can get dicey, especially as we get closer to the end, when the Pokemon are very high leveled, and it will be coming down to a matter of you need to capture this Pokemon on this turn or you will lose, and that does happen. Anyway, he's going to go report this to whoever, and before we end this episode, we're going to go over to the right here and talk to this guy. Huh? How'd you manage to get to this island? Oh. You wrote that here? That's awesome. Even Mr. Verich, the world's richest man, doesn't have one of those. Oh, it excites the sailing man's heart in me. Listen, how about letting me take a ride sometime, huh? If you say yes to him, he's going to get all freaking excited, and eventually he's going to give to you Battle CD number 31. So we will have to go back and do some more Battle CDs. We do have a couple that we have to do. And when I say a couple, I'm thinking it's less than 5, but anyway, that's going to be the end of this episode, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and in the next episode, we're going to continue on through the bottom part of Citadark Isle. Stay tuned for episode number 90. Game on.